Alright. Talk to them now? Mr. Yashiki, I'm fine now. Feel free to talk to us if you, please feel to ask us anything you need to know. That goes for me too. Despite their trembling voices, they're trying to be strong. Honestly, I'd rather not make these kids recall such painful events, but I don't have any choice. Time to figure out what happened in the clock tower. Tell them about the spirit in the pool. I tell them that I've managed to resolve the situation with the spirit in the pool. Thank you, Mr. Yashiki. To think that spirit was really Takai. So she was murdered by Hanako and then became a spirit. Kinda scary to think about a spirit giving birth to another spirit. Takai isn't the only victim that turned into a spirit. Shinji, who was killed by Kashima, was haunting the gymnasium. I have to wonder if this entire series of awful events was set in motion by the departed. Ask why they came back to school. The dorm manager told me you were invited out by someone. Who called you? It was you. Me? You asked us to help you because you were trapped in the clock tower. So Himi and I went out there. I think that was probably the departed pretending to be me in order to lure you out. Are you serious? Damn, they're a tricky enemy. Ask what happened in the clock tower. The door was open when we arrived at the clock tower. The moment we stepped inside, a swarm of insects attacked us. They were crawling under our uniforms, so we took them off and tried to get the insects off of us. I started panicking and everything went blank after that. If they were just normal insects, I wouldn't have been so scared, but I saw some venomous centipedes among them. My limbs refused to move when I tried to escape. And then you came just when we were at the end of our ropes. You really saved our lives. Was the departed the one who sent those insects to attack us? Most likely. I saw a notice that they were trying to kill you two. Student council. Why us? I might have an idea why. Do you mind telling us? So, I've noticed that the departed's targets fall into two categories. People directly targeted by the departed, like you were, and those who were targeted by other spirits. Everyone who's been directly targeted by the departed have all been people I'm close with. Then that means we were targeted because we're close with you. I think so. Oh, I see. Sorry, I had to cough. I'm sorry, Dorio. I'm sorry, Michiyo. You wouldn't have had this horrific experience if I hadn't asked for your help. I'm a curse. I shouldn't have gotten involved in this case. Then Diamond wouldn't have had to go through such terrible things. My chest tightens as feelings of regret well up inside. But we were saved because of you. Dorio. You still saved our lives. That's not something that just anyone would have been able to do. You did it because you have the skills. Yep. The other adults don't believe in the departed. You're the only one I can rely on to protect us. So please don't apologize for caring about us. We're really grateful to you. Michiyo. Thank you. Even after experiencing many terrible things, they never lost their smiles. They never turn away from the terror lurking in the darkness. Instead, they're trying to fight against it. I don't know if it's because they're brave or have a strong sense of justice. One thing's for sure though, what those two are doing is not something that just anyone would be capable of. Witnessing their strength and resolve has given me encouragement. The two of them shine brightly like a beacon in the darkness. Yeah, apart from they definitely are linked to the departed. Why would the departed let them get away so fast? Mr. Yashiki, there's something I'm curious about. Is the departed really hiding in our school? Yes, Izumi and I said they're pretending to be a human. Do you know who they are? No, unfortunately. They're one cautious foe, disguising themselves and leaving no clues at all. Mr. Yashiki, would you like to try deducing the departed's true identity with us? Oh, nice idea. Let's give it a shot. 3 heads are better than 2. Yeah, sure. We better try it. Their suggestion piques my interest. Who knows, maybe they actually can feel the departed's presence. So, the departed is targeting those who are close to you, right? How would they know your circle of friends and who you're close to, though? Since they're a spirit, they might have used their supernatural powers to figure it out. Okay, this is stupid. Because they know because we're always with the people. Like, we're with the people sometimes at the school. So if they're at the school, they know who we're close to. Or they might have discovered it when pretending to be a human at the school. Why don't you try exploring that option? If we assume they're just using powers, that won't leave us any path to deduce anything. Also, they say they're always watching. So, of course they would just know. There's only a handful of people who know about Iron Shaw at this school. To me, this feels so pointless because the departed can just see, right? The departed's always hiding. So they could just know by hiding. First up is my client and the headmaster of the school, Mr. Konoe. Since I report everything related to the case to him, he would have learned a thing or two about me during the process. Next, we have the curriculum coordinator, Sakamoto. A serious and cantankerous individual, she might have heard things about me from Mr. Konoe and her colleagues. Next, the male student named Haruaki Abe. For some reason, he knows a lot about me and my connections. He called me Spirit Doctor, so he may know about the Mark Bearers too. And then we have Himeko Doryo and Michiho Kinukawa. Both of them have been working with me, so they'd know Iron Show as well. Is the departed among them? If so, who is it? I mean, I'm just gonna say, is Michiho. What are you saying? There's no way Michiho's. Calm down, Himi. He's just working through the options. You have to consider all possibilities. Given how I'm being super friendly toward you, I could be suspicious. You're wrong, though. However, Michiho was targeted by the departed. She was also attacked when we were investigating Kashima. Yeah, it doesn't even necessarily mean anything, especially if the departed is controlling more than one person. Like, they could also just use it as a red herring. It's hard to imagine her as the departed. I don't even want to consider it. This isn't as easy as I thought. I just don't have enough clues to deduce the departed's true identity yet. I can only press on with the investigation, all while wondering who are my allies and who are my enemies. Before we realize it, a long time has passed. I can't just keep these girls out when they've already broken their curfew. We better leave the infirmary as soon as we're ready. After closing up the special building, we leave the school. Mr. Yashiki, would you mind sharing more details about this case with us? Maybe we can help you come up with something. Well, you have a point, but... You don't want us to get involved? It's too late for that. We've already been targeted by the departed. You solving this case is the only way we're going to get our normal lives back. That's why both of us want to help you out. Please let us help, Mr. Yashiki. Fine, alright. All the deaths, grotesque occult phenomena, the fear of being targeted by the departed. My heart is overburdened with all this stress. I want to let it all out. I just want to vent to someone, anyone. So once these two press me, I give in easily, opening up like an unlocked diary, spilling the details of the incidents up to this point. How Horikoshi and Manabe were killed by spirits, Diamond's hospitalization, as well as the female doll and numerous visions she's shown me, something I didn't even tell the Mark Bearers. Well, that's a stupid thing to fucking do. But I guess he's already excused it by saying he desperately needed somebody to vent to. I guess that's just about everything. Both of them stare at me, stunned. They must find it hard to believe. Honestly, it'd be more of a shock if they believed it at all. Mr. Yashiki, that doll in a red dress, we know her. Say what? We saw her before at the clock tower. On the day we received this curse. What curse? I'm not following you. What a turn of events. I have to ask for details. It was 2 months ago, during summer break. We went to the clock tower for the school's 70th anniversary project. Oh yeah, weren't you guys planning to get the clock tower moving again? Yes, we wanted to inspect the inside of the tower before moving on with the project. That was when we saw a female doll in a red dress placed on the altar. Did the doll move? No, she was just sitting on the altar. It immediately gave us both the chills, so we decided to get out of the tower. But it was too late. We were already cursed. Is it okay if I tell him, Hime? Sure, go ahead. Only because I'm sure you'll believe us, Mr. Yashiki. Alright. Michiho looks serious, which isn't a side of her I've seen often. You can see them, can't you? My white hair and the mark on Hime's face? Yeah, they really stand out. To tell you the truth, other people can't see them. What? Aside from us, the only one who can see them is you. That's impossible. But how? Now that I think about it, there was definitely something off. Dorio's never even tried to hide her mark from others, and none of the mark bearers have ever commented on Michiho's white hair. It all makes sense now. It's because I'm the only one who can see them. Yeah, I already said that there was something weird about it, because Dorio had like such a weird reaction to me mentioning Michiho's hair. We've been this way ever since we met that doll. This must be the doll's curse. Why they never mentioned their curses. We actually told the door manager about it before, but she didn't believe us. She thought we were just being weird kids. It was really hard on us. After that, we decided not to speak about it to anyone else. Dorio solemnly casts her eyes downward. Seems like this has really taken a toll on her and Michiho. After that, we met you. I thought I noticed you staring at my mark. I was wondering whether you could see it back then. Remember when you complimented my hair before? That convinced me you were the only one who could see these things. I was really happy about that. Michiho said we should talk about it with you, but I was afraid. I was scared you'd look at us weird. However, tonight I finally got the courage. Why am I the only one who can see these things, though? I'm not too sure about why that is. Aren't there some spiritual occurrences that are only visible to you? Maybe our curse is like that. So this is another effect of my gifted supernatural sense. The woes of being cursed. I recall the mark that was carved on my body 4 months ago. It was a death curse. Undoubtedly, their curse also has the power to bring misfortune upon them. Have you experienced anything strange ever since you got the curse? Like a health condition, hearing or seeing things? Nothing at the moment. I'm not sleep deprived and still have my normal appetite. How about you, Hime? I'm fine too. I knew it. This curse is bad news, right? I mean, it's called a curse for a reason. Don't scare me like that. I feel like I've probably gotten all the information I need from them at the moment. Mr. Yashiki, I've been thinking about this for a while, but do you think the departed's true identity is that doll? Well, yes, also that. But also, is it a red herring? She's literally red. I don't know. I don't know. But because she's being so helpful as well, though. So I don't know. So I'm going to say I don't think so as of right now. Because there might be something that connects them. But they're just so different. She put a curse on us, though. Isn't she, like, bad news? I'm sure she's the departed. Evil spirits that were sealed in the clock tower have come out, and I'm sure that was our fault. But she looks different from the departed. If the departed can transform into a human, they can probably turn into other things, too. I just feel like she's trying to sell me on it so bad right now. Right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad I said that because... yeah, I just feel like she's trying to sell me on it really hard. Even this curse of ours is the departed's doing. That means it could be lifted once they're gone. What if the doll is like the only thing stopping the departed from like going global or whatever the equivalent of that would be. Michiho gives an abnormally loud shout. She seems to really believe the female doll is a departed, which makes me think it's not. She was already investigating spirits in the departed when we first met. I understand why she was doing that now. She wasn't my rival, she was trying to find a way to lift her curse. If what Michiho said is true, the departed's case isn't just something that's happening randomly. They're incidents that both of us caused. Dorio. We have to put an end to this case. Please let us help you out. I've learned new information from the two of them. The evil darkness surrounding Konoehara Academy continues to deepen. I wonder when that darkness will finally be cleared away and replaced by sunshine. When we arrive at the dormitory, the dorm manager is waiting for us. Given the fact that they broke the curfew and returned this late at night, there's no wonder she's beside herself with rage. But I've already learned the trick to dealing with her from our earlier phone call. She's only concerned about who is going to be held responsible for all this. Once I promise her that I won't tell the school about the curfew violation, she takes it down several notches. Bye. I say goodbye to Dorio and Michiho and leave the dormitory. Time to head back to Kujo Mansion. There, I start compiling all the reports I need to submit to Mr. Konoe, accompanied by a cup of sweet coffee. How should I summarize this? If I mention the clock tower incident, I'm going to have to bring up the girls breaking curfew as well. That would betray the dorm manager and ruin the image of those two students. Guess I should just stick to mentioning the pool ghost. The black telephone rings loudly. Who's calling me this late at night? Hello? It's me, Himeko Dorio. Oh, I wasn't expecting you to call this soon. Before we parted ways, I gave them the number to the Kujo Mansion just in case. I just didn't imagine that she'd be using the numbers this soon. So, why did you call? Well, I wanted to thank you again for earlier. Same here, thank you for sharing your information with me. Glad I could be of help. I never expected there'd be an adult who would take us seriously. It made me very happy. Of course I believe you two. I can literally see the proof of what you're telling me with that mark of yours and Michiho's hair. Does that mean you wouldn't believe us if you couldn't see my mark? I'd still believe you because I'm a man of the ghost world. Hehe, glad to hear that. Just to let you know, I also believe in you, Mr. Yashiki. I know you'll solve this case. Feel free to come to me anytime. I'll be more than happy to help you out as the student council president. I might be bad with all this spirit stuff, but I'll try my best. I appreciate your courage, but don't push yourself, okay? Yes, I'll be careful. She's blushing. I don't like this. I have to go take a bath soon. Good night, Mr. Yashiki. Good night. I hang up the phone once the conversation's over. I need to wash off my sweat and get some shut-eye too. I hear my cat. I collapse onto my bed. When I close my eyes, the smiles of the two girls I saved tonight run through my mind. My tension melts away. For the first time in days, I experience that pleasant bliss of floating to dreamland, unburdened by the past few days' events. However, I know this tranquility is fleeting at best. Once a new notice arrives, I'll have to face the spectre again. Oh, that was a really short chapter. Yes, I think I will save my progress. A few days have passed since the incident at the clock tower. K Hospital is surprisingly empty for midday. Forgive the expression, but the place is basically dead. From the other side of the hallway, a familiar-looking man is approaching me. Next to him is a small girl. Oh, hey, Eta. Anmoe? Hello, Mr. Yashiki. Are you also here to visit Diamond, Eta? Yeah, pretty much. She asked me to come with her. Oh. I don't know who you are. Good afternoon. This girl is Suzu Morimiya. Though she's but a grade schooler, she's also one of the mark bearers. I do not remember. I'm sorry. I still have not looked through my old videos. Sorry. After our previous case, she's come to idolize Eta and treat him as her older brother. That vaguely sounds familiar. Eta, why are you taking Suzu here on a weekday afternoon? She's not skipping school, alright? Today is her school's anniversary. I heard the situation from Eta. Mr. Diamond's still asleep because of a spirit's curse, isn't he? Most likely. No way. Her eyes are filled with deep sorrow. Don't you worry, Suzu. Mr. Yashiki and I will definitely save Mr. Diamond, alright? Eta proudly taps his chest while making that claim. I have no idea where that confidence comes from. Despite my skepticism, the display brings a smile back to Suzu's face. Eta, mister, can I trust you two? Of course you can trust me. I'm like the best guy ever. Thank you, mister. Anyway, Mr. Yashiki, I'll continue to back you up on your investigation. Eta, about that. Oops, let's save that for later. I gotta get Suzu back home. I'll go to Kujo Mansion after that. Call me if you need something. See you later, mister. Eta and Suzu leave after that. Crap, that was my chance to tell him. Following slip-mouthed Kashima's case, I told Moya and Shaw to stay out of the investigation, but Eta wasn't around, so I haven't told him yet. I finish my visit with Diamond and leave the hospital. He's still comatose, showing no signs of leaving limbo and rejoining the ranks of the conscious. The doctors have yet to identify the root cause of his coma. If it's truly the departed's curse that is behind his condition, he won't pull out of this for this so long as the departed still exists. Okay. That makes sense. I drive my car to Konoehara Academy. A new notice hasn't been discovered yet, but Mr. Konoe asked me to teach a class this afternoon. Gotta keep up the ruse. I enter the classroom and take my place in front of the students. Then I proceed with the class like usual. When Konoe first asked me to teach as part of my investigation, I thought it would be an absolute disaster, but surprisingly I'm doing just fine. On the other hand, the students seem to be doing markedly less fine. The number of fidgeting students that can't focus on class is too large to ignore. Considering some of them also asked me about my investigation, it's obvious what's on their minds. The departed isn't just a fringe rumor anymore. These students have gone from being amused to being terrified. The human heart is a fragile thing. Seeing these kids with their flagging spirits, I know I need to hurry up and close this case. In what feels like the blink of an eye, class is over. The first time I taught, it felt like time stood still. It's kind of troubling to realize I've now been at it long enough that I'm used to it. After school, I start my investigation solo. I think back to my conversation with Doryo and Michiho the other day. The departed might be someone close to me. In order to narrow it down, I make the rounds, asking teachers and students alike about the people involved in the incident. However, my efforts are fruitless, and all I get is a lot of small talk and wasted effort. I attempt to take a different angle to figure out the departed's true identity and think it over. The departed is good at hiding. Let's say they're able to take the place of someone else, and when they do, they can perfectly duplicate that person's looks, memories, and personality. It'd be the perfect disguise. Nobody could see through that. With that level of deception, the only real chance to know their true identity would probably be once they'd achieved their goal, which will likely be when they exchange vows with their dear husband. And for me, that would either be death or a fate worse than that, so I have to find the answer before then. Yes, you do. I glance up and notice that it's already dark out. It's time for the students to leave school. I'm not getting anywhere by blindly hunting for clues. I better go to the infirmary and put together a real plan of action. I find a woman in a white coat waiting inside the infirmary. For a moment, I think she's a school nurse, but then I see her face. Oh, it's another mark bearer. Hello, Yashiki. I never would have imagined you'd be a teacher here. I was really shocked when I heard the news from Diamond. Hiro, why are you here? To help you out with the investigation. What else would I be doing here? I never would have imagined to hear the word help come out of Hiro's mouth. There's gotta be a reason. She's Madoka Hiro. She wears a white coat, but not because she's a doctor. Hiro's a mark bearer who works at a pharma company as a researcher. If I remember correctly, you don't handle paranoia phenomena all that well. Well, true. I mean, after all the suffering I was put through before, how could I be expected to like it? So why are you here then? Jeez, you're so annoying. I have my own reasons, alright? She's rather intelligent, but Hiro also has quite the cowardly streak. However, there are times when her curiosity gets the better of her and she ends up poking her nose— I didn't read that. Ends up poking her nose into bizarre incidents. Call it a test of courage, I suppose. Why are you here? To tell you the truth, I'm here because Diamond asked. In the event that something were to happen to him, he asked that I come help you in his stead. Hence, I'm here, using up my paid leave. I appreciate you taking your obligation to Diamond seriously, but this case is extremely dangerous. There have been a lot of casualties already. Oh, come now. Don't patronize me. I'm fully aware of the dangers present. Then why are you— Because I want to save Diamond. Simple as that. They're my friends too, not just yours. Talk about the investigation. Diamond apprised me of the situation. A spirit known as the Departed issues notices targeting people and then has other spirits kill them, correct? Yeah, and it has been pretty successful. We have a number of victims already. That spirit seems to have some human tendencies, eh? They behave a bit like a serial killer. The Departed is different from any other spirit I've encountered so far. They're cunning and they possess the ability to pass themselves off as a human and hide within the skull. And I've also heard they're obsessed with you, no? You sure have a strong connection with spirits, Yashiki. I guess so. I wonder if that's just another aspect of my lineage, like the way I seem to be able to see paranoia phenomena like that others can't. Well then, shall we proceed with the investigation? Wait a minute, Hiro. I'm going to investigate alone. I don't want to get you involved in this. Say what? You're just going to disregard my feelings? I don't get a say in the matter. Hiro. Didn't you understand what I told you before? You aren't the only one who feels frustrated about what happened to Diamond. So you better ditch that weird, I'm the only one who can carry this burden, I'll sacrifice myself mindset. It really gets on my nerves. But I'll just take matters into my own hands if you keep insisting I stay out of this. Just give it up. A triumphant smile brightens her features. I don't think I'm going to win a war of wits against her. Moving on to your investigation. I've heard there's no new notice yet? As of this moment, that is correct. I have a feeling one will arrive soon, though. Let's go check the faculty room. You have a sixth sense or something? I guess you can call it that. I have a feeling the Departed wants me, their dear husband, to continue pursuing this case. If my hunch is right, that means they'll be more likely to issue a notice while I'm here at the school. Okay, we do have another person. The character, yep, has been added to the character file. I want to, like, look at the, like, explore the, I guess I can't do that right now. I want to explore the place in the clock tower a bit more because I feel like I didn't actually do that. I just kind of rushed. I guess I can't do that. Faculty room. When I get to the room, one of the teachers informs me that Mr. Konoe is away at the moment. Of course he is. Which unfortunately means I'm going to have to ask Sakamoto. Goodness gracious, you again. Sakamoto's cold tone of voice makes it apparent that she finds this meeting just as unfortunate as I. What's your business here? I have work to do. Has a new notice from the Departed arrived? Notice? Oh, now that you mention it, I did get a report of something like that earlier. What about it? What are you being so nonchalant for? Why didn't you tell me sooner? I believe I've made my position quite clear. I find this investigation of yours to be, at best, a pointless waste of time. Sakamoto shoots a withering glare in my direction, looking like she just swallowed a bug. She's usually pretty open about her dislike of me, but she's taking it to another level today. I got a report from the dorm manager the other day. She informed me that you took Dorio and Kinukawa out and made them violate their curfew. The headmaster might have ordered me to let your absurd behavior slide, but this is unacceptable. So that's why she's being particularly hostile towards me today. I didn't make those girls break curfew, but I can see how it'd skew that way in Sakamoto's mind, and I doubt my explanation would change much. Those notices are pranks. It's a mere coincidence that the students disappeared when the notices were issued. The departed, ghosts, the supernatural, it's all a bunch of ludicrous nonsense. To think a man like you has sullied the good name of teachers just to investigate this rubbish. Sakamoto's practically got steam coming out of her ears. I wonder what I can do to calm her down. Try to reason with her, ask her to at least cooperate, be delicate. The least she can do is cooperate. Like, just give me the fucking notice. I don't care if you believe in the departed or not, but I'm only here because Mr. Konoe hired me, and I'm trying to do my job. The job my client, your boss, asked me to. Can you at least cooperate? Ugh. Where's the new notice? I don't have it with me. I told the student who picked it up to throw it away. You told them to do what now? Which student was it? Kakuta from the disciplinary committee. He found it when patrolling the school. What does he look like? He's a strapping, well-built boy. I think I remember him from the first chapter, or the second chapter. He was like a big guy at the top of the stairs, the third floor, new building. He's a strapping, well-built boy. He's in the karate club. Or not? Or maybe he is? I'm not sure. Oh my, look at the time. I have to go now. I have a meeting. Before I can even protest, Sakamoto's already left the room. Other teachers are following suit. Well, she's clearly not a fan of yours, Yashiki. Though you pretty much earned that treatment for hitting on high school students. That's not what happened. Stop making things weird. Looks like we're going to have to put in some effort to find this Kakuta boy. I mean, we might stumble upon him simply stopping to talk to each stout student we see on the way. But it'd be nice if we had a bit more information to go on. More information? Dorio and Michiho might know him. Sakamoto's obviously going to be keeping a close eye on my contact with those two, but I can't let that interfere with my work. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.